Okay, I'm streaming now. Have you got it?
No, I can't see it yet.
Well, it's there. Have you found it?
Right, I found it.
Okay, is it working?
Yeah, it's working.
Okay then. Quick recap then. It is 10 o'clock. You can watch my previous videos to find out where we are, but suffice to say I'm currently investigating a murder. Here's the intro.
My name is Jenks, Detective Inspector Frederick Jenks, and I've been assigned to a last-minute investigation into the death of Kate Vine, a PhD student found drowned at midnight last Friday in a lake in the woods on the outskirts of the tiny village of Edenton. I have until first thing tomorrow morning to decide whether her death was a simple accident or whether this was murder. Kate Vine appeared to the world to be a bright, confident, fun-loving PhD student with everything to live for. However, a history of depression and alcoholism revealed in her medical records suggests that in reality, she had become adept at hiding behind a mask. A lab report indicating a high level of alcohol in her blood, along with the late hour of her death and a lack of witnesses, makes a strong case that this was suicide. But the verdict overlooked some curious details. Why was her driving license found on the opposite side of the lake in which she drowned? Also, there were traces of morphine in Kate's system. Where did she get it? Kate was known to be a free spirit with a nihilistic love of danger, which may, in part, have something to do with a business course called Atlas, which Kate had joined and which she had been attending on the night of her death. Based in a large, stately home on the outskirts of the village, the exclusive Atlas is run by father and son team, Paul and Ryan Rand. Both were interviewed following Kate's death, but neither claimed to have seen Kate after the meeting, and both were understandably eager to distance themselves and Atlas from the tragedy. This isn't the first time that Atlas has been investigated. Atlas and their questionable methods, which many have suggested border on mind control. Ryan is married to Rebecca, landlady of Edenton's village pub, the George and Dragon. As yet, she hasn't been interviewed, though it's likely Kate visited the pub on more than one occasion. One of Kate's friends was Emma Bowman, who lives at Eden Lodge on the road leading out of Edenton Village. Emma was also doing a PhD at the same university, but didn't attend Atlas. Interviewed after Kate's death, Emma seemed shocked and upset, insisting she hadn't seen Kate that night. However, it turned out her boyfriend had. Simon Thompson met Emma at university. After completing his degree around 18 months ago, he went to work at a shop in the neighbouring village. He started at the Atlas course a few months ago. Simon insisted that he didn't see Kate after the meeting, but the sergeant interviewing him noted he seemed oddly unmoved by her death, which makes him the first person I want to see tonight. It's time for some answers.
Well, as it happens, I already saw him. In fact, I visited pretty much everyone who is on that, who is in that intro vid. If you'll just bear with me for a moment. Just sending some links over. I've discovered a number of interesting things. I've even met several other people I found an individual called James, who's a bit of a conspiracy freak. Thinks the Atlas course is a business cult.
Could I ask you a few more questions, please? Wouldn't take you long. Haven't got much time. Just close the doors, shall we? Where do you want to sit? Oh, anywhere's fine. I didn't quite catch your name.
James, sit there.
Thank you, James.
I also found drugs in his greenhouse.
Why are you asking me about Kate Vine?
Routine. You know Simon, don't you? Thompson.
Why, what did he say?
That you all went to college together, you and Kate. Is that right?
Might have done.
Right. Good enough.
I also encountered this fellow here. Rather unpleasant individual.
You mind not defacing public property,
You
please?
hear me, Pete?
What's it to you?
Well, I'm a policeman.
And that's supposed to make what difference exactly?
It means that you do exactly what I tell you to do.
Or what? Or you arrest me?
No, I'll give you a fine this time.
So, if I do something that you don't like, I have to give you some money? What happens if you do something that I don't like? You're going to give me some money?
Look, I do not have time to discuss it at the moment. Could you just go?
Pathetic.
If I was in Jenks's shoes, what I would have said to that fellow was, "That's a very good question. Why don't you go over to the police station and talk it over with my superiors? Either way, jog on." I also met Ryan. He was a rather interesting fellow to be around.
Ryan!
Yes?
Detective Inspector Jenks. I'm conducting an investigation in the area. Wouldn't mind asking you a few questions. Is that alright?
Come in, Inspector.
He looks
you.
around as if he was expecting a few more officers behind him, don't you think?
Drink, Inspector.
I'd better not, eh?
So you wanted to speak to me?
I believe that Kate Vine was a student at Atlas.
Kate Vine? Well, yes, she was. All of this has been thoroughly investigated, Inspector. It was suicide.
Well, we have reason to believe there may be rather more to it than that.
Really? Well, then, in that case, I'd be prepared to assist in any way possible.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Apparently that Ryan chap and here, one of the other suspects, the girl called Emma, apparently had an affair. I also met Ryan's dad, Paul, about 2 hours ago.
To be perfectly honest, Dad's a great businessman, but he lacks imagination. He does, however, believe in the power of the individual, when taught by the right teacher, of course. Ryan! In here. Just coming. He's through here.
I wonder what you'd think of this character, Pete.
Which character?
The one sitting down.
To whom do I owe the pleasure?
Detective Inspector Jenks. I'm investigating a death in the village. I believe you knew Kate Vine.
Oh, I thought all this was dealt with, Inspector. You do know that Kate Vine was a gherkin short of a Big Mac. You do now.
Father.
You must forgive my son, Inspector. He still can't summon up the courage to come straight to the point. So what do you want to know?
Well, a few more questions if you don't mind.
But I do mind. I'm a very busy man. Try asking an intelligent question, like, do I mind being quizzed about a once promising student who turned into a useless drunk? Ryan, would you mind leaving us for a while?
I'll go back to the centre. I have one or two things to prepare. Call me if you need me, Dad.
You may begin, Mr. Holmes, although I'm not going to be able to help you. I don't have much to do with the course nowadays, so I can't give you any hard information.
That's as maybe, but we
No, that's
need...
as is. but if you want my opinion, I'd be quite happy to give it to you. So, fire away.
Okay, thank you.
What do you think of that guy? He's like that. He's like that throughout the entire events.
I missed what he said.
Well, you can always go back to the YouTube vid. There was also turns out there was a previous murder/suicide in the village. And also I met this person as well, who's also on the same course, and clearly, well, see for yourself.
Is it Lisa?
Yes.
Inspector Jenks, I'm investigating an incident in the village. I wonder if I could ask you a few questions.
What sort of incident?
I'd rather come in and discuss it if that's all right with you. I promise I won't take long. Thank you. I'll just go in here, yes?
I have to go out in a minute.
Oh, look, I can come back later.
I might not be
okay?
here. What did you want to ask?
Doesn't matter.
I just wanted to ask you, did you know Kate Vine?
No.
Right. Well, I heard that you're familiar with Atlas, the life skills training company.
What do you want to know about Atlas?
Well, I heard you reacted badly to it.
Of course I reacted badly. So would anyone.
Now, why do you say that?
Because they're devil worshippers.
Devil worshippers.
They're making demons appear. They're tricking everybody. They're getting people to join up, and then they're putting demons inside them.
I didn't get a chance to ask this person
You can see them.
many questions.
See who?
Demons.
But she was evidently
Where
traumatized
could you see them?
by the course.
In the mirrors.
At Atlas.
Any mirror. You can't get rid of them. They stay inside you.
So, how did you get rid of them?
I didn't.
You still see them?
I just don't look. I put all the lights on. I make sure it's all bright. I put them on when I need to look in the mirror. If I make sure everything is bright, I just see myself without seeing the other person.
Who is the other person?
She's like me, but older. It's like her eyes sink in. She's all wrinkled, with a wrinkled mouth, like she's dying. And then I realise I'm her. I'm not me anymore. I'm her. I'm sorry, I have to go now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
A lot of the problems going on in this village is the fact that this business course seems to take on just about anyone so long as they pay their fines. But as a rule, they don't really seem to care much for whether or not individuals are either get damaged by the course or whether they start off damaged. I mean, that Lisa person thinks they're all a bunch of Satanists. The bloke James believes it's all a conspiracy, that they were black market slave traders turning people into zombies. 2 people have so far wound up dead. So what do you think, Pete?
Shit.
Well, let's start off in the pub, shall we? Let's go see Rebecca.
I really don't think it's my place, darling.
It is your place here.
just don't want to tell tales.
Tell him about Simon. You know what happens when you don't tell tales.
So it's going to be that kind of evening, is it?
If you play the cards right.
Only if you deal.
Problems?
Hello, Inspector.
Oh, Ryan.
See you later.
They're married before you start thinking anything, but he has had an affair with her, has cheated on her.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Oh, wait, no, I'm
Thank
doing
you.
this wrong.
Probably be back later.
I click on the magnifying glass and he does a bunch of inspecting for me.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Mysterious prescriptions made out to Rebecca. She said she doesn't take drugs. Seems like something I should probably ask about. The trick of this game is to spot
A
the
few
liar.
more questions, if you don't mind.
Let me know if you find anything interesting.
What do you know about this?
It's an advertisement. They had it designed by an agency, I think.
And when was that?
Last year sometime.
If I did this, would that mean anything to you?
Why is it meant to mean something?
No, it's okay. Ever heard the phrase free to be free?
Do you mean the Atlas thing? Yes, I have.
Know what it means?
It means being free of guilt.
What do you think about that?
You mean, do I think it's a bad thing?
Do you? I mean, surely if you have done something wrong.
Oh, but that's the point, Inspector. Most people spend their time feeling guilty over nothing, and that's not a good thing.
No. If it's over nothing. A lot of the problems they've got is they seem to have abandoned the whole prospect of feeling guilty about things.
What do you know about Liam?
You mean Liam who took his life? He used to play in a band, Black Rock or something? No, Black Stone. Very gothic. I used to let them play in here sometimes at the weekends. They were quite good.
Did you know there was anything wrong? I mean, why he might have...
No, I didn't know him very well.
Something going on outside, Pete?
Traffic outside.
Have you seen this before?
Don't take any notice of that.
Why?
James Wilson is a fantasist. He spends his time pretending to cast spells in the woods. He's not exactly a stable person.
No.
And, I heard that he was involved with growing cannabis.
Really?
Well, I didn't find any.
Don't quote me on that.
So you don't think there's any truth at all to this?
None at all.
It's true, James does come off a bit unstable. The fact is, any of his conspiracies can't really be proven.
What do you know about doll burning at Atlas?
Only that it's part of the course. I'm not entirely sure what they're for, but I made dozens for him.
You made them?
Oh, Ryan can't make anything. He's practically dyspraxic.
Made the dolls, so she made the dolls.
Have you seen this before, anywhere?
Well, I know the shop, a costume shop just outside the village.
Ever used it?
Not personally, but I think Ryan might have.
Did you know about Paul's money stealing at Atlas?
Are you talking about a particular incident or just in general?
It's something he did on the course. Stunt.
And what did he do exactly?
Oh, well, he pretended to steal from the students.
That doesn't ring a bell. Paul's stunts usually involve throwing fancy dress parties with scantily clad girls or women dressed as nurses. That's his usual fetish.
When was the last party he threw?
Sometime in the summer. I didn't stay long.
Well, he didn't tell me anything about that.
Have you ever seen these?
It's Ryan's car. It got vandalised last year. His camera had been stolen, so I took pictures. Oh, whoever did it made a mess, didn't they?
But nobody was prosecuted for it.
Not that I remember. The insurance paid out, though.
Do you know anything about hypnosis used on the Atlas course?
Are you sure you mean hypnosis or the power of persuasion?
What's the difference?
Not a lot. But if you want someone to do something, it's usually easier to ask nicely.
Yes.
Atlas used persuasion techniques.
Well, don't all businesses use it, Inspector? Ever heard of advertising?
It is just another form of manipulation, I suppose.
Have you ever come across anyone interested in or involved with the occult?
As in black magic? No, why?
Atlas don't use occult techniques or anything like that?
Atlas? Not unless Ryan's got a secret he's not telling me about. Why, who's been talking?
Just a line of inquiry. Okay, thanks. Does Ryan play the guitar?
He tries. He does keep wasting money on them, though. I think he believes if he buys the right one, he'll suddenly turn into Jimi Hendrix. Sad, really. I just let him play in his room. As long as he plays in there, I don't mind.
Talks about him like she's his mother.
Do you know anything about this?
It's the aptitude test, isn't it, for Atlas? What do you want to know?
Do you know why it was introduced?
I think they had some trouble with some unsuitable students. I suppose you have to be careful who you work with.
Do you still practice guitar, Pete?
Sometimes, but not much.
The cupboard downstairs, there's a lot of unopened stuff in it.
Is there?
Prescriptions. Made out to you.
Oh. They're just spare
I'll be right back.
painkillers.
Right.
The chemist always gives us too many. He's a friend of the family.
So you have prescription painkillers, but you told me you don't take drugs or medicines.
Aha. So, you don't take any medicines except for prescription painkillers.
Well, they're not actually for me, they're Ryan's. For some reason the chemist always makes them out to my name. He's an old gentleman.
Does Ryan need prescription painkillers?
Yes, he's got arthritis.
Really? He's young to suffer from that, isn't he?
He doesn't have it badly, but he does need medication from time to time.
What medicine is it?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. Ryan will know.
So Ryan's the one using the prescriptions. I think I might have a word with him, work out exactly what this medicine is. That's all for the moment. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome back. Turns out Ryan has got arthritis. Hello, Simon. He appears to have dropped something.
Bit careless, Simon. Probably nothing important, but at this stage, I need all the clues I can get.
Hey, Mike.
Hey Mike, how are you?
Hey, Jack.
Turns out Ryan's got arthritis.
Who was?
Ryan.
The guy in the game.
Oh, we're playing a game.
Yes.
Okay, which one are you playing?
They're carrying on with Contradiction.
Oh, okay. Hold on, I'll have a look.
I've sent a link.
A couple more questions, if that's okay.
Okay.
Ever heard of
Yeah, sure, I'll
Salvia
just,
Divinorum?
Salvia Divinorum.
Magic
Yeah,
Mint.
you're good at
Same
this,
thing.
Mike.
Oh, yeah, you mean the drums?
Thanks.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, ever tried it?
Once or twice, yeah. But it's not really my sort of thing. It messes with your brain. I've never tried any other drugs either. Nothing like that.
1 minute,
Nothing
just,
hallucinogenic.
All the pop-ups are appearing at once, just because I've just switched my computer on.
Yeah, I would do that.
How's everybody's week's been?
Oh, I've been alright. I was at Forbidden Planet earlier playing some board games.
Oh, very nice.
What do you know about devil worship?
I'm
Devil
shopping
worship?
Reddit today.
Where?
At
Okay.
Atlas.
Devil worship at Atlas? No, there's none of that.
I suppose I wouldn't expect him to admit it if it were true.
Did you do a test before you started at Atlas?
Oh, yeah. It was all just questions about if I had any illnesses
no
or
devil
mental health
worship at
problems or stuff like that.
Apparently.
But they didn't actually ask for any proof, so I could have lied through your teeth on that one. Don't think they actually checked.
Interesting.
Oh, I see. So the aptitude test doesn't really mean much because they don't really check it.
Yeah.
Just ask Pete about this. Just ask Mike about this sort of thing, Pete. He knows the score.
Yeah. Atlas is a bit of a dodgy one.
Well, have you played
Did you know
this
about
game?
Ryan's
Mike?
arthritis?
No, I
Right.
watched it
He's got
last night,
arthritis?
actually.
Apparently.
Oh, I didn't know. I hadn't noticed he had any problems.
Well, it wasn't last night. It was Thursday, actually.
Yeah, Thursday night, actually, yes.
Oh, I missed that one.
I'm sorry you missed it, Pete. I would have liked to have seen some of your reactions to some of the things these people say. I spoke to that Paul bloke earlier about the guy who was carving the hand sign in that tree earlier, who called me pathetic. And
him.
And when I told him it was defacing public property, his reaction was just.
They just laughed. Just mocked.
Yeah, I was at rehearsal. That's why I missed it.
Can't be helped.
I think you dropped this outside. Someone you know.
Oh, this is just from some IT guy I met. I don't need it.
Enough. I noticed some numbers on the back. Do you need these?
I don't know. What is it?
1905?
Oh, yeah. That's just a pin for something. It's okay. I can remember it.
So not an offshore savings account or anything?
No. It's not important.
Oh, it's not important, is it? Well, that hasn't been worth making a note of.
Is this yours?
Yeah.
Ooh. So
That's from my
kind of
keys.
paused at that
Where'd you
one.
find that?
Just outside.
Right.
What did you say, Mike?
Oh, it must have
Kind of
come off
paused
when
he was
Nathan
trying to
got my
say
keys
that
off.
there was nothing important.
He was borrowing my car.
That's very trusting.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I am a bit too trusting, really. It's a new car as well.
Owns a new car. But he said in the very first video, if you'd care to watch it, that the bike is the only way he can get to work.
Yeah.
That's a lie, Simon.
So the bike's the only way you can get to work, yes?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the car?
I can't drive the car yet, can I? I don't have my license.
Right.
I got a windfall from an insurance payout. Just figured I'd buy something
So you
sensible
don't
with
have a
it straight away
license?
instead of wasting the money.
What was the insurance payout?
It was for a laptop. It got stolen down at Atlas.
At Atlas?
So he bought a
Well, I
car.
didn't break
and he
it.
hasn't
I
got a
think they
license.
just walked in and took it.
He's also got a stolen
The laptop
laptop.
was in a storeroom, but I think the lock was broken, to be honest.
Doesn't sound like they're taking their security very seriously.
No, they're
Actually,
really
it got a lot
not.
better after that.
Think I'll check it anyway.
Must have been a very nice laptop to be able to buy a car with the insurance. Or a very cheap car. Might have to have a talk with Ryan about his security measures.
What security measures? Aptitude tests.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
These people are sociopaths. They don't really give a toss what happens to the students. Look at the look at the two that are dead.
Yeah, 2 that are dead and 1 that's mentally traumatised.
Yes. Well, she's probably close to death as well.
I know.
Keep seeing demons in the mirror. It's a good job she found a way to stop doing that. And the irony is that it can't really be proven.
No.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
Oh, Ryan.
Do you know what the medicine in the cupboard at the pub is for?
You'd better ask Rebecca about that. I'm not exactly sure what's in there. She tends to keep her wares under lock and key. So, you know, our wedding night was quite a surprise.
That is not something I need to know, but thank you for sharing.
Tell me about your arthritis.
Oh, you found out about that. Well, yes, I'm old before my time.
It's very unlucky to have it so young.
Well, I take a lot from life, Inspector, and sometimes life likes to give you a little bit back. I mean, it's not too bad, it's not too debilitating. It's mainly some in my right hand, some in my left hand. It's not particularly a problem. Makes it difficult to hold small things, though.
What do you take for it?
I get a prescription painkiller.
How often do you need that?
Not often, as and when. I keep some here, I keep some at home. It's not a problem.
Huh. Wasn't there a little something you said about Atlas not keeping drugs?
Yeah.
No, you apparently don't keep medicines on the site, but you keep painkillers at work and at home.
Aha. So, you don't keep any medicines on site at Atlas?
No.
Except your prescription painkillers.
Where someone could get their hands
these
on
are
them.
not available to the students.
But they are kept on site.
Yes, but they're locked away. They're kept in the storeroom. Nobody
just froze.
You're sure about that?
Absolutely sure.
It's probably just my end.
Ah, the painkillers, Ryan?
Yeah, it's,
my end
it's working.
Painkillers. Just painkillers.
Mine's sort of
Normal
loading as well.
painkillers.
Paracetamol, codeine,
Are you sure about
morphine.
Well, all right, they're morphine tablets.
We'll
Yes.
try and refresh it.
Oh, really?
Oh, come
now
on,
we know where
Inspector.
the morphine
I know what
came
you're thinking,
from.
but there's no way Kate could have had
Morphine,
access
well,
to
where
them.
it come
Because they're in the storeroom.
Well, not just that. She wouldn't
Came
have even
from
known
him.
about them, or where they were.
Sure about that?
Yes.
His painkillers are morphine.
So it is
tablets.
morphine Ryan's taking. The pieces are starting to come together. Now I just have to work out how Kate
How
got
did
hold
you
of
find
it.
this game?
If it was Ryan's
It's on
morphine she got
Steam,
hold
Pete.
of course.
How did you find out about it?
Watched Team 4 Stars walkthrough of it.
Know anything about this?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. We have our own IT chap. Lovely chap, in fact. Fat and sweaty, though. It's like a double act, doesn't it?
Have you seen this before?
No, sorry.
I don't think he probably would have. What about Simon's stolen laptop? Can we talk about
Were
that?
you at Atlas when Simon's laptop was stolen?
Oh, I believe I was, yes. It was taken from the storeroom in the hallway.
Was it ever recovered?
No, we didn't catch anyone. We're quite exposed out here. Somebody could just have wandered along the lane, seen into the storeroom. It's not particularly secure. They could have been in and out within minutes. That's why we advise people to keep their valuables with them. You can't be too careful these days, Inspector.
Not particularly secure?
Oh god, these people actually care.
Not particularly secure! Oh, hang on a minute, something's going on with my mouse. It's not letting me click on anything.
Oh.
The game froze.
No, it's...
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you. Ask you a couple more things, please.
Technical difficulties, gents, nothing to worry about. Anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by this machinery, the storeroom isn't particularly secure.
Yeah.
And you keep morphine tablets in there?
Aha.
What the hell?
So the storeroom isn't particularly secure, yet you keep your morphine tablets in there. I thought you said no one could get access to the morphine, but they could, quite easily, couldn't they, Ryan?
I didn't mean that storeroom. I meant a different storeroom. I keep them in there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you keep
So
your
where was
morphine
it locked
tablets.
It's upstairs. It's got a combination lock on it. Nobody could have access to it except me and Dad. Nobody.
Oh, a different story.
Oh, so now he's changing
Don't
the
mind at
story.
all.
Don't mind at all.
Okay.
A combination
not.
locked room, I see. Well, I might have a look around for that. See how secure and combination locked it really is.
What does it matter? They're encouraging
Thank
people
you.
to take
Probably
risks
be
on
back
this
later.
course. Someone only has to get bold enough to think they can get past the combination lock, and then they'll likely get through it.
Yeah.
This doesn't appear to be it. Although I should be able to. Strange. Oh, I think I know what to do. Where's
Oh.
that, the drop business card, I know. That's the combination for it. And you can see how the numbers are faded, so that's been used quite a few number of times.
Hmm.
Hang on a minute, how did he expect me to go in
Welcome
there?
to the mirror room. This exercise is all about identifying the difference between the image one presents to the world and one's real self, which lies deep in our unconscious. As you move through the network of mirrors, practice seeing yourself as a stranger. The more you separate from your persona, the more aware you will become of your true desires and ambitions. Chant with us. I am free from my image. I am free from my past. I am free from myself.
This is some story.
I am free from my past.
I can see how some people would feel stranger after this.
I am
free
from my image.
I am free from my past. I am free from myself.
Thank you.
This exercise involves the use of liberation masks. You have now completed Module 1. Module 2 covers boundary testing, threshold testing, and extreme testing. Please read the notes carefully before attempting the module.
Now just a minute, did he expect me to come in here not knowing, he couldn't possibly have known that I would have the combination.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a little chat with Simon. Hope no one minds.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
Now, just out of interest, you wrote the pin on the back of this card.
Do you know about the mirror room at Atlas?
Yeah.
What's it used for?
This mirror
Well,
room.
it's mainly for the auto-hypnosis module. You go in and you stare into the mirror and you go into a trance. Then when you're ready, you come back out.
So you just go in whenever you want to?
Oh, no. There's certain times when you're allowed in, and only they know the combinations anyway, so you can't really get in.
You don't know the combination?
No.
You don't know the combination, but you've got it memorised on the business card. That's how I got in.
Aha.
So you didn't know the combination to the locked mirror room?
Didn't know the combination to the mirror room.
Except you'd written it down, hadn't
Why
you?
must you turn my
This is
detective
the
game into a
combination
house of
to the mirror room,
lies?
Simon, that you wrote. It isn't a pin, it's a combination.
Yeah.
You told me it was a pin.
You see, this sort of thing makes me suspicious, Simon.
Yes, Simon.
What were you doing in there that you didn't want anyone, including me, to find out?
Yes, Simon.
It's just part of the course, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I just wanted to go in there when I was ready.
Hiding from the police?
Didn't give the number to anyone else?
No.
Simon, there was morphine kept in that room that might have played a part in Kate Vine's death. Did Kate have the number?
Yes, okay. We both went in.
Together?
We were trying to outdo each other. We both tried to morph in.
What do you mean trying to outdo each other?
It's part of the course. To see how far you can push yourself. To see if you could do something you wouldn't normally do.
When was this?
A few months ago.
How often did you try it?
Only that once. I'd never do it again.
How about Kate?
I don't know. Sorry.
Well. Now we know.
So that's how Kate got the morphine. But what exactly does this testing involve? Could this have been what killed Kate? 11 o'clock. Just an hour left to solve this thing.
This reminds me a bit of Life is Strange.
Well, probably is, except this is live action.
Yeah. How long have we got left until the game ends? Is it like you got an hour left to complete it?
Pretty much.
How much progress have we made?
81.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing.
What
keep
the
pushing.
hell?
Push it all the way in, Tom, if you want to. Excellent, Tom.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Would someone
shit.
care to tell me exactly what's going on here?
Yes.
Don't come any closer.
That man needs a doctor.
He doesn't.
I don't need a doctor. I'm fine. Go away.
What is this?
A test.
Of what?
What does it look like? It's a threshold test. A pain threshold test.
This is part of the
thought,
course.
You were supposed to be good at working
Ooh.
things out. Inspector Jenks.
This is on the
And
course.
so this would be for Atlas, would it? Kyle?
Yes.
You disappear now.
It's not a good idea to talk to a police inspector like that.
Do you want me to make you?
It's okay, Tom. Mr. Jenks won't be bothering us anymore.
Don't make any rash commitments. Well, well. You really should take more care of your things, Ryan.
Yes, Ryan.
Is your keys, Kyle?
No.
Well, no, thank you.
So that's threshold testing, is it? Sticking a skewer through your hand? I could just ask Ryan or Paul directly about this, but I think I'll bide my time. See what I can do with this key fob first.
What was that?
What was what?
That noise, that beeping noise. Was that in the game?
Probably. That's the only beeping I've heard. I don't suppose anyone would mind that I've broken into someone's car. Well, unauthorised entry. I haven't broken anything. And this could be constituted as taking without consent, but... Whoa.
Bingo. Well, Ryan,
Kate
what have you been
Vine?
up to? Be very interesting to see how he explains this one.
He was paying Kate Vine $500,000. What's that about? Hey James, what you up to? Seems like something I should probably want to investigate, perhaps? You remember the conspiracy freak, don't you, Mike?
Oh yeah, him. Yeah, I remember.
The last one.
I want to see what that handoff was. I don't think he was selling shoes.
No.
So James is interested in poppy pods, is he? I think he's got some explaining to do.
I know I may seem somewhat a bit erratic in where I'm venturing, but there is a method behind
Ask
my
about a few more
madness.
things, please.
I do know what I am doing.
Okay. I trust you.
No, you don't.
Odd question, but have you ever seen anyone handling dried poppy pods?
Poppy pods? As in, for opium? No. Though James did have opium tea once, I think.
That's his herbal tea?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask. James does his
Opium?
own thing.
What does opium tea taste like?
I don't know. I didn't try it.
Really?
I didn't want to risk it, did I? But I went to hospital once. I had codeine and I went into anaphylactic shock. The doctor said it was an opium derivative, apparently, so...
Huh. Allergic to opiates. But you and Kate took morphine in the mirror room.
You and Kate took morphine in the mirror room. That's what you said, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're allergic to opiates, Simon. Opium. You didn't take the morphine at all, did you?
She did.
Well, no, I didn't. Kate did, though.
I thought you were trying to outdo each other. That was the point, wasn't it?
We weren't trying to outdo each other as such.
Oh.
Ryan wanted me to test Kate. To see how far she would go to be prime candidate.
Ryan
candidate?
told you
Prime
to take
candidate.
the morphine.
It means the best person in the group, basically.
What do you mean tester?
But you do it in pairs. One person's the tester, it's me. And the other person's the...
Victim?
Well, it's not like that. It's completely consensual. It's just boundary testing. Ryan wanted me to test Kate.
Because they thought she was the best student.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I just did what I was told, okay?
Except you decided to give her morphine. To break the law.
Well, I can't change that now, can I? She didn't die of a morphine overdose, did she?
Didn't she?
She died because she drowned. But she drowned for reasons that aren't clear.
Atlas seemed to have this all neatly worked out. If Simon's telling the truth, Atlas are lighting the fuse and then retiring to a safe distance, letting students test themselves and push themselves to their limits while avoiding all comeback. Is this what happened to Kate? Thank you. Probably be back later.
I find it interesting on how he had nothing to say for himself.
Yeah,
I think he's going to crack before too long.
probably. So I guess Emma's in the clear.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So there's a point when she felt when she admitted in that heartbreak the last time I saw it.
Couple more questions, if that's okay? Can you tell me what you know about the mirror room upstairs?
Oh, you found that then. Well, it's very similar to the costumes, Inspector. It's designed to help the students look at themselves differently.
And what do you do with the mirrors?
You look at yourself, Inspector. You look at yourself until you start seeing yourself as others do. And you don't see yourself as you do anymore. It really, the idea is that you can see yourself eventually any way you wish.
So why in a locked room?
To make sure you're not distracted, that's all.
How often is it used?
Not often, a few times a month. Some students find it useful, some don't.
Lisa being one of them, I assume. Let's ask about this £500 cheque, shall we?
Would you like to
Okay, let's see
explain
what you
what
have to
this
say.
is, please, Ryan? £500 intended for Kate. It fell out of your car. At least I assume that's your car on the driveway at Brandon House.
I suppose so.
So why were you going to give Kate £500, Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan.
It was just a little incentive, that's all. Just a little incentive.
Not very little, Ryan. £500.
£500,
She was
man.
a very good student. We heard that she was leaving. We wanted to give her something.
But you didn't.
Well, obviously not.
Are you sure there wasn't any other reason you might want to give her this? Personal reason?
No!
No!
Well, I'd like to keep hold of this for a little while, if you don't mind.
Well, don't consider it a bribe, will you, Inspector?
That is probably my, that is my assumption.
Know anything about poppy pods? Come across anyone selling them or anything?
Poppy pods? Well, don't tell anyone, Inspector, but I hear that you can make opium out of those. Why do you ask?
Doesn't matter.
Now we all know that. Now what we know is that Kate knew about the affair and she was thinking of bribing Ryan with it.
Now, tell me what a prime candidate is.
You're learning a lot, aren't you, Inspector?
Yes, I am.
Prime candidates are simply the best students, the ones with the most potential.
And what benefits do they get from that?
Well, they get the top job.
Which is?
Well, we have a deal with various multinationals. We train students to be exceptional, truly exceptional.
Sociopaths.
and they get a wonderful top job. It seems a very simple deal.
And how do you decide who the prime candidate is? Do you test students?
No.
Did you ever, say, ask Simon to test Kate, for instance?
Oh, you've actually been speaking to Simon, haven't you? I really wouldn't trust anything that Simon Thompson says. You know, he spent the best part of 2 months trying to undermine Kate. No. Now, Simon Thompson, it really isn't my place to speculate, but if you're looking for motives, Inspector, he certainly had a few motives, more than I.
Really? A motive to kill her, do you mean?
Now, that's very interesting, Inspector. Well, that's up to you to decide.
I'm deciding lots of things.
Oh.
For one thing, I've decided that students aren't saying that students aren't tested.
Yeah.
And at the same time saying
aren't tested.
Something I was looking for. It's not.
Was it at the mirror room?
Students aren't coerced or bribed in any way. I've decided that giving her a little incentive is a lie.
Aha.
Yeah.
So
that could be interesting, yeah.
Students aren't coerced or bribed in any way, except Kate.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, of course
you said you were going to give Kate the £500 as an incentive. That's coercion, isn't it?
I really don't think you could call it coercion, Inspector.
£500?
It was an incentive. That's all, a little encouragement.
So, how often do you use incentives?
Okay, incentive is probably the wrong word. The money was just to see how Kate would respond. It was part of her assessment.
Assessment?
We have to assess students as they progress. We don't use conventional methods like sitting an exam or anything like that. People pay for this course per session. We have to know if they're committed or not.
So you're assessing their progress and testing their commitment?
Yes, we are. We have to. This is a business, not a charity.
So Ryan's claiming the money was part of Kate's assessment. And did this assessment also involve threshold testing, I wonder? Or was the money for something else?
Well, the incident with the morphine probably sounds like threshold testing.
Yeah.
That's just me. Let's see, what else can I bother you with? Gave Kate money to test and assess her.
Yeah.
And then you said students aren't tested. Not a few minutes ago.
Well, which one is it, Ryan? Do you test students or not?
Well, some of them, yes.
Including Kate?
Yes.
Students aren't tested.
Why was she being tested?
She was being tested because we wanted to see if she was good enough to become prime candidate, okay?
So Kate was in the running to be prime candidate?
Yes!
And did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, I did. But I didn't ask him to do anything stupid. He knew it was against course rules.
How far did you ask him to push her?
I didn't ask him to push her. I asked him to test her. There's a huge difference! If Simon decided to give her too much caffeine or morphine or whatever, that's his responsibility. So if he did anything wrong, it was his own responsibility. He did it with his own mind and his own hand. We had nothing to do with it.
That's strange.
Yeah.
For a moment there,
Right. And still no suspect, unless you count everyone I've interviewed. It's no surprise that Ryan wants to avoid any suggestion of being responsible for Kate's death, but I wonder if the man protests just a little too much.
For a moment there, I thought he was about to say, "You have no idea how much I sacrifice!"
You know how much I sacrificed?
Let's have a chat with Daddy, shall we?
Oh, do you think he
Any
knows
more questions,
something?
please?
Of course he knows something.
What about the pub landlady? Is what's your verdict on her?
I don't know. What's your verdict on her?
When did Ryan begin to suffer from arthritis?
Ryan doesn't suffer from arthritis.
He doesn't?
The only thing that Ryan suffers from is a pathetic inability to deal with any kind of discomfort.
And that
He
requires...
pulled his back sometime last year. Since then, he's going around telling everybody he suffers from arthritis.
I thought he had medication for it.
Oh, he only has medication because his GP, who is almost as dysfunctional as he is, keeps prescribing it for him.
So you don't believe he really has arthritis?
Not at all.
Yeah, interesting. You know just how unsympathetic he is.
Yeah.
Do you know who this is? Dean Hayfield, Aztec.
Sorry, never heard of him. We have some prisoner sort who does our IT.
Prisoner?
Large guy. No manners.
Is it you?
Seen this before anywhere?
No.
Well, at least he's dropped his shield, so to speak. Time was I'd show him something he doesn't know about, he'd just go, no.
And what do you know about Simon's laptop being stolen from Atlas?
No, I wasn't happy about it.
What did you do about it?
Ryan paid a con man to install a complicated CCTV system. At twice the price that it would probably have cost.
Huh.
Seemed to do the trick, though. We haven't had a theft since.
That's interesting. That didn't do much... Oh wait, the morphine wasn't stolen, I remember now. It was given.
Can you tell me about the room with the mirrors at Atlas? The one with the combination lock?
How did you get in there?
I was given the code for the combination.
By Ryan?
Well, nobody else is allowed to know the code, are they?
Not in theory.
So how's the room used on the course, then?
It's a meditation room where the students can reflect on themselves, literally.
And what about the CD?
That helps too, it's part of the program.
So you send the students into the room, they put the CD on, they stare into the mirrors. And how long does this last for?
Until the CD finishes or they fall asleep. What else would you like to know?
Now, why do you think Ryan might want to give Kate a cheque for £500?
I've really no idea. Where did you find it?
Just outside.
You better ask him.
You think Ryan was interested romantically in Kate?
I know he has a weakness for blondes, but I didn't think it had gone so far as his offering them cash.
Oh, I'm just. I'll be back in a moment.
Hope he'll be back soon.
What do you know about poppy pods?
Poppy pod?
Ever come across anyone selling them, using them?
No.
Let's hear about prime candidates then.
What are prime candidates?
The best of the bunch. The peaches.
And so what does it mean to be a prime candidate?
Success. We have a special relationship with many major international companies. We provide them with our best students. And they get an instant job.
And what do you get out of it?
Oh, it's a little kickback. Just business, Inspector.
A little kickback? Sounds a lot like what James was talking about. though I don't think it's called slavery.
Was Kate a prime candidate?
Well, as Ryan has probably already told you, yes, she was.
Did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, it's company policy. Leaders don't get involved.
And it covers your back, of course.
Well, nobody knows the students better than they do, Inspector. It's much better to let them just work it out among themselves.
It isn't very professional to force students to test each other to the point where one of them gets killed, Paul.
We don't force students to do anything that they don't want to do, Inspector.
So you don't force them into being tested?
No, we don't encourage anybody to hurt or offend anybody else here.
You don't use threshold testing, for instance?
No. If Simon Thompson went too far with Kate, that's his responsibility, not ours. He's the one you should be speaking to, if truth be told. I don't trust him myself.
You don't trust anyone. Get it right, man. The good news is, Mike, is that I can replay answers.
What are prime candidates?
The best of the bunch. The peaches.
And so what does it mean to be a prime candidate?
Success. We have a special relationship with many major international companies. We provide them with our best students. And they get an instant job.
And what do you get out of it?
Well, it's a little kickback. Just business, Inspector.
And Kate's prime in status?
Was Kate a prime candidate?
Well, as Ryan has probably already told you, yes, she was.
Did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, it's company policy. Leaders don't get involved.
And it covers your back, of course.
Well, nobody knows the students better than they do, Inspector. It's much better to let them just work it out among themselves.
It isn't very professional to force students to test each other to the point where one of them gets killed, Paul.
We don't force students to do anything that they don't want to do,
Really?
Inspector.
So you don't force them into being tested?
No, we don't encourage anybody to hurt or offend anybody else here.
You don't use threshold testing, for instance?
No.
Not what I've heard
If Simon
from Emma.
Thompson went too far with Kate, that's his responsibility, not
I
ours.
didn't mention
He's the one you
Simon
should be
Thompson.
speaking to, if truth be told.
He did.
I don't trust him myself.
I didn't mention Simon Thompson, Paul. So you say you don't use threshold testing? I seem to recall there was a CD in the mirror room that says otherwise.
Yeah.
You say you don't endorse threshold testing, that's the phrase, isn't it?
Yes.
Except you do, Paul. Because you told me that the students use that CD in the mirror room. I've listened to that CD, and it very clearly mentions threshold testing. You keep batting this away, Paul. We don't really use hypnosis. The students aren't really tested, but I am this close to launching a full-scale investigation.
Look,
Do
we
it
get
anyway.
back from these students, and they have to be exceptional. Of course we have to test them. That doesn't mean we do anything illegal. What do you think we do? Bump off the ones we don't like?
Well, that depends on how far you push them, doesn't it?
Well, we certainly don't kill them. Nobody here wanted Kate dead.
I'm sure they didn't. But what do you expect, Paul, when you put students under that much pressure?
She was a very, very valuable student. She was worth a lot to the business.
Really?
Really?
And how much would that be?
But if you really want to know, 50 grand.
50 grand?
She was worth 50 grand.
Yes.
Yes.
What, you were selling her?
Of course we were selling her. You don't get this, do you? We make perfect employees. Month after month. That's all we do.
50 grand.
What do you mean, perfect employees?
What big business needs, Inspector, more than anything else, is none of this altruistic, goody-goody crap. What we look for is people with ambition, no ethics, push, greed is good, all right? We don't deal with all this comfort stuff. The survival of the fittest, that's all there is. There's no higher purpose, no big plan. There's nothing at the end of the rainbow, except what you have and you can enjoy in the here and now.
What about
And
common
what do you
good?
enjoy now, Paul?
Yeah, Paul, what do you enjoy now? Apparently not asking
You're
questions.
going to have to excuse me, Inspector. I'm a very busy man. I've got work to do.
Oh, really?
I'll see myself out.
Guess we'll be launching that full-scale investigation then.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hello, Ryan.
Man, your father.
Yes, lovely man.
Shut the gate on your way out.
No!
Well, you got what you need out of Paul then.
Oh, let's see if we can get something else out of him.
Lovely man, your father.
He's doing his level best to shut this place down. Get rid of him.
He's a policeman. We can't just...
You saw this, Ryan. You man up and you sort it. Tonight.
Ooh, is that a threat? Kyle? What about Kyle?
Uh-oh. He's marked you now.
Apparently I've struck a nerve.
That doesn't sound good. Two totally morally bankrupt men are plotting to get rid of me. It's midnight. I don't have any backup and I don't even have a mobile phone. This is potentially quite bad. And what's Kyle got to do with it? I think I might make my way over to Atlas while Ryan isn't there. Maybe lock myself in.
What's going on in the clearing? Oh, it's him again. He's the one who told us about Leon. What the hell is this?
Prove to me that you're man enough to do this, Kyle, and then you can deal
That's
with
a
that
knife.
ridiculous police inspector.
What is this? What the hell? Scotland Yard. Not hell. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Inspector. What are you doing here?
Inspecting. So, come on. Let's have it.
I don't think you'd understand, Inspector.
It's like
The best thing
Michael
that you
Myers.
can do is turn around, go away, and leave us to it.
I don't think
Knife.
so.
What?
That knife gives me a perfect right to stick my nose in, investigate, and interfere.
This is all part of the Atlas course. It's a physical endurance exercise.
This is part of the course! Put it
The
down.
knife, Kyle.
Now!
Kyle.
Drop it!
Drop it.
Not looking 100% brilliant for you, Ryan.
No.
Oh, please, Inspector, you've poked your nose into Atlas's affairs enough times to know that imaginative flair is part of the course's success. Our lessons are reinforced by a unique emotional experience.
Terror?
It's an extremely evocative tool.
Well, it's a good job you're not in charge of the national curriculum.
Now look, Inspector, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're thinking.
No, you don't.
But believe me, Atlas had nothing to do with the deaths of those people.
Eyewitness account of a satanic sacrifice in the woods. That's not what we call circumstantial evidence, Ryan.
Simon. Now, I saw Simon walking home with Kate last Friday after the meeting. Now, Simon had some strange idea that he was in the running to become prime candidate. Well, a knob of butter has more chance of becoming prime minister. Oh, wait.
So are you telling me that
Simon killed her? Well, it seems reasonable. It's likely, isn't it?
That's
more
speculation.
likely than you, Ryan?
Or you, Kyle.
Pig!
Kyle, shut the hell up.
I know. Police brutality.
No, police brutality would involve me cutting your heart
I'll
out.
be right back.
Uh-oh.
It's alright. You okay?
I wouldn't have been surprised if that was Lisa, if I'm honest. Good job the hair doesn't match.
Yeah.
Well then, let's have a chat with Simon, shall we?
Ask you a couple more things, please.
How do you think you'd have reacted if you'd found out that Kate had been chosen to be prime candidate?
Was she?
I'm just asking how you think you'd react.
I don't know. I wouldn't react in any way, really. I'm not bothered.
Aren't you?
I don't think she was, though.
What makes you think that?
Well, it's just an impression I got. You know, she's a bit flaky, to be honest. She's just not really prime candidate material.
And you were?
Come back, what have I missed?
Nothing much, it's just that I asked him about Kate's prime material. Simon doesn't seem to think that she would have made it.
What would you say if I said it's been suggested that you were seen walking home with Kate after Atlas last Friday?
What? By who?
The same person who suggested that you wanted Kate out of the picture because you found out she was in the running to be prime candidate.
Who said that?
Just a question.
I didn't think I was in the running. It was Ryan, wasn't it?
I am in no position to say.
It was Ryan.
Simon, calm down.
No, I can prove it. Kate's driving licence, give it to me.
Why?
Why?
Kate's driving licence, please.
Oh, he seems to know something suddenly.
See that pattern on the tape there? Let me show you something. See this pattern?
Why am I hearing
Look
about
at
this
that.
now, Simon?
It's the same pattern. This has come from the same roll of tape as this.
So?
So there's only one person that's taped like that. Ryan. He gave me this piece of tape when I was in his office once. Why has Kate's driving licence got a piece of Ryan's tape on it?
I have no idea, Simon.
Where did you find it?
Oh, by the lake.
But it's obvious, isn't it? Ryan was testing her. He was doing a boundary test to see how much she would do, how far she would go to be a prime candidate. But it all went wrong. Okay. It's one of the things we do at the course, right? You give something that's important to you to someone else, then they go and hide it somewhere. It's to teach you to not be bothered when you lose something that's important to you, alright? Kate gives her driving licence to Ryan. Ryan goes and hides it somewhere down the lake. Kate finds out, she goes down looking for it, probably drunk, and she falls in.
I'm afraid I find that a bit far-fetched, Simon.
It makes perfect sense if you know anything at all about how Atlas works.
But Simon, if you got the tape from Ryan, Kate could have got it from him.
He told me he doesn't lend it out.
He lent it to you.
But I didn't kill her! Do a lab test on the card. His DNA will be all over it.
And what if yours is all over it?
Yes, Simon.
It won't be! I didn't kill her!
Really?
I'm sorry, just give me a minute. I need some painkillers.
Oh, you're not going for morphine, are you?
Maybe he was like.
Ooh, that looked a bit suspicious. Jenks, that wasn't very clever now, was it? He's baggered off. So he has, he's scarpered.
Oh, right.
Bravely Simon ran away.
Where did he go in such a hurry? Is he trying to act as suspiciously as possible?
Bravely ran away. You alright, Pete?
Yeah.
Let's check the pub. That tape was also on the broken window. I can't see it from here. See? That tape, it was on the broken window.
Ah.
Ah.
What does Rebecca know about it?
A few more questions, if you don't mind. Have you seen patterned tape like this anywhere before?
Oh, Ryan's got some. I know because I borrowed it.
When was that?
A couple of months ago?
Have you still got it?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it since then.
Really? Let's...
Aha. You last saw that sticky tape 2 months ago, is that correct?
Yes.
So how come you used it last week to tape over the broken window outside? That's the same tape.
Well, I must have been mistaken.
You see, the reason I'm asking is that it's exactly the same tape that was found attached to Kate's driving license, found at the scene. The tape that only Ryan has. Ryan, and of course, you.
So what are you saying?
Who's got the tape now? Do you know where it is?
No. No, I don't know where it is. Why are you asking me about this tape?
You seem nervous, Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca.
Is there a problem?
Is there a problem?
Well, you're practically accusing me of having something to do with that woman's murder, aren't you?
I wasn't accusing you of anything, Rebecca. Unless there's something you'd like to tell me.
No, I wouldn't like to tell you anything.
Okay, well, that's fine. Obviously, we'll be swabbing everyone in the area for DNA, so if anything comes up on Kate's license, DNA traces.
What'll come up? Nothing will come up. Right, I've had enough. I've got to get back.
Rebecca, would you like to explain to me exactly what is going on?
Yes, please.
Which bit? The fact that some leggy bitch was trying to steal my husband?
What? What's that about?
I think you had better tell me what you know, Rebecca.
Okay. You want to know what I know? Kate Vine seduced my husband and was going to blackmail him. Not only did she sleep with him, that whore did it just for his money. Our money.
How did you work that out?
I heard her. I knew it was her arguing with Emma Bowman. Emma was trying to talk her out of it.
And how did she come to be at the lake?
She dropped that driving license thing when she came in. She was drunk. She dropped her bag. I took it out to the woods and stuck it over the lake. Then I waited for her. When she came out, I told her where it was, that someone had just run off into the woods with it.
You led her to the lake.
That sounds
She was reaching out over the lake to get it.
And?
I didn't do anything. She just fell in.
But you let her drown.
It was dark. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't help her.
Really?
Really?
Did you try, Rebecca?
Well, it was too late. She was just flapping about in the water. It was pathetic. She was making these gurgling sounds.
Did you even call for help?
What did you do?
I got a big stick. I just pushed her down with it until she stopped.
Premeditated.
Well, she was dead anyway. What did it matter?
You killed her, Rebecca.
But she slept with my husband.
She didn't, Rebecca.
What do you mean?
You got the wrong
Oh, God, she did.
Ah.
Who?
She was an accessory to murder.
Not an accessory. She
Emma.
was the murderer.
It was Emma.
Rebecca Rand, I am arresting you for the murder of Kate Vine. You do not have to say anything, but anything you do say may be taken down and will be used in evidence against you.
Oh, God.
You understand?
Yes.
So, it appears that Kate Vine's death was a tragic case of mistaken identity. But there are some loose threads here. What was Ryan doing with Kyle and that girl in the woods? What if I hadn't interrupted?
Vendetta killing.
And what really happened to Liam last year? It seems I've only scratched the surface of Atlas and the Rand business empire. Trying to find out about Paul Rand's past is like peering into dense fog. He gives nothing away and covers his tracks with military efficiency. However, what is known is that Paul Rand has a lot of connections in high places, politicians, celebrities, business leaders. Perhaps James Wilson's ideas weren't too wide of the mark after all. I get the feeling there's still a lot more to learn about the Rand business.
That doesn't look comfortable.
You're going to have to excuse us. Atlas is closed for the moment, but we'll be open again very soon. Thank you for your interest.
Oh, believe me, I'll be back. Minute you open that door, I'll be there. So what do you think of that then?
Wow. So this Rand business empire is definitely more to it. But wow, I was surprised it was Rebecca actually.
Yeah. So many other more plausible suspects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was.
So what I believe, so what you could originally believe to be like a satanic cult in on the whole thing, but it turned out to be a vendetta killing.
Yeah, and it still might be a satanic cult. I mean, did you see that image with the thing on the?
Yeah, the devil, the devil goat. Yeah.
What's that doing there?
Yeah, it's a subtle hint at something.
Oddly enough, this game is practically begging for a sequel, but I don't think they'll ever do one.
No. Unfortunate, really, because quite engrossing.
Yeah, it's good. It is. It's a good game.
And it's in Cheshire and St Helens in Lancashire filmed. Oh. Film funded by Kickstarter.
Ooh, what's this? Oh, they high-fived. Tell you what though, if they ever do a sequel, I will be playing it.
Definitely.
We hope you enjoy playing Contridiction. This was an experimental independent game made on a tiny budget. If you liked it, please leave a review of the game and make yourself heard. Your support is vital if we are to raise funding for a sequel.
It was dedicated to Paul Barrow as well.
So how do I get to this area where I can write a review? I suppose that's probably the end of it.
Yeah.
Well, all things considered, all I have to say is, if you have the Steam account, buy this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have a Steam account, Pete?
Yeah, but I never use it.
Well, buy this game then. It's relatively cheap.
Yeah, about 10 of you. It's 10 of you said.
Yeah.
There's not much point now.
Well, there is. I mean, even though you know who the killer is.
You never know, there might be able to be a quicker route to finding the culprit.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I am now currently looking up to see if Contridiction would ever get a sequel. You never know.
Yeah.
Really good if they did.
Yeah, it would be. It definitely does have that sort of Midsummer Murders vibe to it.
While Follen would love to make a sequel, he has not so fond memories of the incredibly strenuous effort he put making the first game. For a sequel to ever come to pass, he would need to amass a suitable budget and pay professionals to do all the tasks he had to learn himself. A potential evolution of the series would be by approaching Amazon TV thereby turning it from a video game to an interactive TV show. Due to lack of funding, Follen was forced to invest thousands of pounds of his own money to finish his vision of the game. Even then, he had to cut many of his story threads for this reason. According to him, a sequel depends on whether I make my investment back on this one first. Once the player finishes the game, there is a plea by the developers contributing to the crowdfunding effort to make the sequel a reality. Due to the Atlas element of the game not having a satisfactory conclusion in Contradiction, Follen would like the sequel to draw or a close to this story before spending the rest of the game embarking on a brand new adventure with Inspector Jenks. A larger budget would see added physical interaction to the game, a different location such as a coastal setting, and a night and day structure which would take place over a week rather than Contradiction's 7 hours. Thing is, this was 2015.
Yeah, so it's been quite a while.
4 years. Do you think they might?
I hope so.
Same here. Well, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the stream.
Yeah, I did. I loved it.
Yeah.
I hope you all have a good evening and a very happy Easter.
You too, Jack.
I'm not saying goodbye to you guys, I'm just ending the stream. You guys can stay on for as long as you want, I don't care.
Okay, well, see you later then, Jack. Happy Easter.
Good day, everyone. Pete, do you want to say goodbye?
Bye.